Hey everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting and another episode of our Cash or Trash, where JP looks at the books of the moment that are hitting the hot list and basically runs them down and says bad things about them. Not always, but mostly. Kajung and Delvey are in the house. What's going on? I appreciate it. So, yeah, I don't necessarily, but this is, unlike my Look Back, which comes out on Saturdays, where I try to just give what's going on with the books for the most part and just a little sliver of my opinion. This is all opinion. This show is all about my opinion on the books that were hot this week, that were on the CBSI Hot Top 10, on the Comic Tom Key Collector Hottest Trending Comics of the Week. I give you my opinions on what I think is going to happen, whether or not I think they're good investments. Generally, no. And we go from there. Sam, I am. What's going on, Sam? Niles, effort was, thank you. I was scoping out books when I got hurt. Well, I appreciate you hopping in for this. Always appreciate Gamer D. Thank you for hanging out. So, yeah, before we get any further, we're going to go Chiefs. It is the Super Bowl, but I decided I'd kill a little time waiting for the game to start by doing this. Dreadnoughts for life. What is going on? I also believe that, but I'm a homer. So there you go. Hey, Schultz, what is going on from Chicago? Yeah, I think I like our chances today, but anything can happen. You never know. So, all right. Well, let's get into this. Let's look at this week's books. Like I said, this will all be my opinion, what I think of these books. Thunder House is in the house. What's going on? Yeah, so let's see what we got this week. Didn't have much in the way of kind of option TV stuff, but first up we have Sandman number 4. Let's hit the list. I think several Sandman books. Again, I hadn't heard anything. Have I missed something today? That must have just happened today because it was not on the list yet. So did they announce a casting or something? We all know she's coming. So, but anyway, this is Sandman number 4. They did announce casting news this week for the Sandman show, including Gwendolyn Christie, who is Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones, as Lucifer. And so this is the first appearance of Lucifer in the Sandman comics. Right now, this book is hitting $100 for raw copies, 9.8 or only at 175. My expectation on this is with her casting, Lucifer's kind of the villain of the storyline. Sandman 1, Sandman 8 are the biggest books for Sandman First Death. This is number 3. I think this is straight cash, especially on that 9.8. Still only going for. Wait. Did I look at this right? Was this the 9.6 that I wrote down that they were only putting the 9.6 value on? I can't read my own handwriting. I believe this is actually a 9.6 went for 175. 9.8s were already going for higher than that. So I looked at that wrong. I believe that is the case. My apologies. My handwriting is bad. Very nice. But I think this book is probably going to keep going up. I think this show has a chance to be a hit. If it is, I think she'll probably be a breakout, important part of that. So yeah, never sparked his interest in Sandman. I can understand that. Good for you, Jeff. Yeah, there's definitely strong fandom for this. So that's just my opinion. I've never read this run either. I just know enough to know that there's a chance this show is a pretty big hit. So we'll see. Next in our option stuff is second week in a row or 2 out of 3 weeks, maybe. I can't remember if it was last week or the week before. Electric Black number 1. And this is going to be a horror animated show that has been optioned. $20 right now. 9.8s are going for $70. This is at best, and I'll be back, I think. Wrong thing. Get over here where I get to my stuff. I lean toward this being a trap. Animated shows have had a hard time carrying anything, like in terms of value and stuff. Like, just people don't usually like put the same kind of thing as like movies and that kind of stuff. It's kind of an anthology. There's no real first appearance here. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this as a trap to me. John, what's going on? Whoa, the chat jumped a whole bunch. Hydra's in the house. John is going on. Might watch Harry Potter movies. There you go. Let's see. Ed D, thank you for joining us. Happy birthday, Hydra. Very nice. Let's see. Okay, I think that's everybody that's hopped in. But yeah, I generally think this kind of thing is absolutely a trap. Plus, it's just option. There's no development yet. This is going to be a ways away, so this is definitely a trap for the time being. Next is Star Wars High Republic, number 2, the 1 in 25, the Ashley Witter. There are a couple of first appearances in this. Star Wars has been red hot. This book is right now going $60 to $100 at release. There's only 2 covers for this that aren't store exclusives. I think this one's probably going to continue to be worth value. I think it's Star Wars right now. I've stopped underestimating Star Wars and what people are willing to pay for Star Wars books. I always put I'll Be Back or Trap and that kind of stuff on Star Wars books, and then I look back at them 6 months later and they're always up. Not making that mistake with this one, because if there weren't any firsts in this book, I might, but there are. So yeah, I'm going to keep going with this. Robert, what is going on? Chris Lackey in the house. I clicked on Planet Arizona. Planet, what's going on? Let's see. Who else did I miss here? People are hopping in. VV, what's going on? Yeah, I'm a big Ashley Witter fan. I loved her. She did her Dr. Aphra covers, her X-23 covers. I've been a big fan of her art and her style. This is a really cool one. I think this character has a chance to have some legs. Obviously, her first appearance was in number 1, but the guy there behind her is, I believe, first appearance. The 2 guys behind her, I believe, are the first appearance in this book. So we will see. Let's see who else is in the house. Whoa, chat just keeps jumping on me. Doesn't look like anybody knew though. So yeah, I'm not going to underestimate this one. I would say 60 to 100 is probably at least where it will be in 6 months, if not higher. So next, ASM 55 second print, 1 in 50. Okay, they're going to run this in the ground. They got the blue one coming on a 3rd print. They've already done the red. They did the opposite of this. Having said that, I think the red ones aren't going to carry much value, even though I grabbed a copy of the red one. I don't think this blue one is going to necessarily be much. I think the original will carry value. I think this one of 50 is going to carry value just because it's limited. And honestly, I think this is maybe the best looking one of the group. Right now, it's going, where are we going? It's going 80 to 90. I want to lean toward I'll Be Back on this. I think that's where it would stay, but I think this one, if there's any of the 2nd, 3rd, 15th prints they're going to do of this with different color versions, this is going to be the one to have. I would still think it's probably an I'll Be Back at almost $100, but it is a 1 in 50, but there were a ton of these 2nd prints ordered. Trust me, I know my comic shop is tiny and it had 50 of it. I mean, I think it got one of these. It's just, yeah. John likes the red one. I have the red one. The red one's okay. I actually think I prefer this to the red one, but yeah. Can't wait for the rainbow. This book is a trap. Burnt 9th print. I picked up the original because I picked up ASM and it was the main cover. I picked it up and then I picked up the red one. I don't know. I think this is, I know they made virgin versions of all of these, except for this one, I think. Yeah, they're going to run this in the ground. I just think it's going to have a hard time anything but the original one sustaining, just because they're going to beat it to death. But we'll see. It's a trap. Oh, I know. Yeah. No, they already have posted a Venom and a Carnage one that are coming. So yeah, they're going to beat this to death, and it's a really cool concept, really cool idea. But God, they're going to wear it out. Okay, next we're still in the covers. The Encoded number 1. Herrera variant, I guess this is fairly hard to find. Was a fairly low print book, plus this variant was pretty low. Going for $25? Unless the series is worth something, I don't see this maintaining any value. Unless the series is good, this is at best, and I'll be back. At absolute best. I don't think it's that great. I mean, I don't get it. I'm going to say it. Hey, Fritzies, what's going on? Yeah, the red one hasn't even sold out. Exactly. Because there's a ton of them. Could be. Not wrong about that. It's like a robot hand and I don't know, but I just don't see this maintaining $25 unless the series becomes huge. And I have heard nobody say anything about the series, only this cover. Next, Maniac of New York, #1. This is the Luna 1 in 15. This is going for $25. Again, unless the series matters, this cover doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. Like, you can have a cool cover for a cool indie series. This is Aftershock. I haven't heard anybody say anything about the series. Unless the series matters, this cover doesn't matter. It's an I'll be back. If the series matters, then this thing could take off. But if it doesn't, it doesn't matter. The auto variant of 55 best. There you go. Here you go. Yep. It's drop. Z Collect, what is going on? Darth Lopez is in the house. Hi, Alea. What is happening? Hi, Alea. Enjoyed it. So, hi, Alea. You're the first person I've heard that actually read this. Do you think the series has leg? You're saying you enjoyed it. I'm curious what you say there. Because to me, unless the series is good, these variants don't matter. And so I'm curious what Hi, Alea has to say about that. Cookie is in the house. What's going on? I'm disappointed Aftershock. He's been disappointed by Aftershock. DS, what is going on? But Governor Cuomo, maybe. So, D-Match, what's going on? Happy Super Bowl Sunday. That is correct. He says he'll be getting issue 2, so we'll see. First issue was decent. So maybe I would lean towards still being patient on this, because unless the series takes off, there's nothing. Yeah, it's just a Jason clone. Yeah. So we'll see. Look, maybe it's more than that, but the cover makes it look like it's just a Jason clone. All right, next we're gonna move into Comic Buzz, I guess, and this is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Adventures. #1, first Krang, first Bebop, first Rocksteady. Is this first April cover too? I can't remember. 9.98 on this was a couple months ago was hitting $1,000. Now it's hitting $2,000 to $2,200 for 9.8 of this book. This is straight cash. This is everything Turtles is absolutely radioactive, on fire now. John saying We Live is really good for Master Shock. It's called Shadow Doctor. Interesting. Yes, Chiefs Bucks today. That is right. Classic Turtles, gotta love it. Anything Turtles is straight cash. That's right. You're not gonna find many people on trains in New York. This is true. So, first different colored eye-band Turtles too. I did not know that. Interesting. I did not know it was also that. Either way, I don't see any way this book comes back down. The Turtles books are going nuts. There's not really much to say about them. They are legitimately, yeah. That's really what the Turtle books are. So, for Hialeah. Well, I appreciate it. So we'll take it wherever we can get it. All right, next. What do we got? Batman 96, the 1 in 25. First appearance of Clown Hunter. Plus, he's on this 1 in 25 kind of character design variant. So here's what's going on with this. Like, I actually grabbed this when it came out because the design, I thought, hey, this character might have some thing. I enjoyed this character's introduction in the Joker War storyline. The little follow-up they've had, think he's got some potential, so I'm glad I grabbed this when I did. It's not really going for that much more than it's been going for kind of the whole time. I think there's been a bump in sales this week. Yeah, Raws are 50. It had been doing 35, 40-ish on a Raw. 9.8, they're up to 125, which had been sitting around 100 for a 9.8. So it hasn't really jumped much, but here's the spec. The spec is this is Red X. So all the talk about Red X coming into the future state is all the spec is, and you see the X's on his costume. Let me put it over here. Like you can see the X, you see the X across his mask. This is the kid that is ultimately going to become Red X, and that is where this story is going. Lots of hype. I would be patient because I don't think we're going to get that reveal that quickly. But yeah, because they're setting up the whole Titans Academy thing. But my feeling is if he shows up in Titans Academy, like, this is where it's going. We'll see if this is actually what's happening. I would still be patient on this one a little bit. Oh, Hydra, I'm going to have to, like, block you saying things like that. I do enjoy Clown Hunter. We'll see. See, I'm not sure. The spec is he's Red X. They certainly have left hints that that's where it's going. I'm not sure that's the. I think it might be a little bit of a false flag. I would agree. I'll be back on this one, I think. Thunder doesn't think it's him. Hope Red X turns out to be Damian Wayne. I don't know about that. We'll see. That would be interesting. Because they did make a canon that Red X was an identity of Dick Grayson's. Like, Dick did the Red X thing, and then whoever this is taking it up. So it could be Damien, could be this kid, it might be somebody else. We'll see. I would be patient on this. To me, this is an I'll be back. I do think this Clown Hunter kid has some long-term potential, but I'm not sure the Red X is really where it's going. 84! Let's get that goat thing off of there. Hydra's really asking for, being muted. Getting timed out. Oh, no. See, now I'm going to have to time both of you out. 84 is jumping on the bandwagon, I tell you. I appreciate that, John. I'm just going to have to ignore both of them. Rooting for Brady. I tell you. He doesn't play for your team anymore, 84. He left you. So, all right, next up. Batman 442. First, Tim Drake is Robin. This is casting news that they're casting Tim Drake for the Titan show. So season 1, they had Dick Grayson. Season 2, they added Jason Todd. They're already getting season 3. They're already making Jason Todd into Red Hood, and they're bringing in Tim Drake. So season 4, Damien. That's where we're going. But this hit the list. Major. Well played, good joke. I like it. This hit the list because of that casting, but it's still only going for $10. A 9.8 for this is still $100. I realize this is a 90s book, way overprinted, late 80s, early 90s. I don't remember actually exactly when this came out now. But there's no shortage of these out there. But at $10, I feel like they're still cheap for first Tim Drake as Robin. I realize he's kind of become the forgotten Robin. Like, when I was younger and reading, he was Robin. Like, by the time I was really reading comics, Dick was already Nightwing. This was Robin. Jason was dead. Damien didn't exist yet. I know in the last 15 years, the focus has really shifted back to Jason and Damien, and Tim has kind of just been the forgotten Robin. But at $10, I really don't think that's, I mean, $100 for 9.8, I think that's cheap. I think, I don't know that this book has a huge ceiling, but I think that's still pretty cheap. So I wouldn't worry about this one too. I think that's probably fine. He really was, just don't mind me. Nice. Yeah, got the short pants. Broncos fan, as you should. I don't know about that. I do think they have done less interesting things with him. The kid is super smart. He's like the smartest of the Robins, and they really haven't used that fully to his potential, I don't feel like. So we'll see. Mr. Bullsnake is yeah. It's the Jan Brady of the Batman. Oh man, 84 shots fired on poor Tim Drake. He's not wrong, but I still think at $10 for a first appearance of a Robin seems pretty cheap to me. Maybe not. Maybe there's just so many of them they'll never be much more than that. But I don't think it's ever going to be much less than that. So I don't think you're really like wasting money. There you go. Yeah. So, all right. Let's see where we at. So we're gonna move past old Tim Drake, who gets no love. We're moving into Disney Plus spec. This is War of Realms: New Agents of Atlas #1. Now, this is a book that's been on and off the list a bunch of times since it's come out. Right now, it's only going for 20. It's back up to 20. 9.8, 115. I still list this as an I'll be back. Basically, this is hitting the list again because Kevin Feige made another comment in an interview about, that something with Asian heroes was definitely going to be coming to Disney Plus, that even though they'd announced a bunch of shows, there were still a bunch of others they had not announced they were working on. People are still specking this is what that is, that this is a show that's going to come. So, that's why they're still specking on this, and some of these characters are going to show up. So that's why it's back up to 20 now. I'd still call this an I'll be back. I don't think we're going to get anything official for a while, and I don't think this book has been, a little bit of a roller coaster, much lower roller coaster than like Young Avengers, but I think you're going to have time to grab this one. So I would look for a deal on this one. Let's see. He was the best Robin when he was the main Robin. David was just so good as a character. He really overshadows him. I wouldn't argue with that. I really enjoyed Tim Drake as a Robin when I was younger, but I do think I think Damian is a more dynamic personality and more engaging character. And I think that's really why Tim has really fallen back to the thing. New agents, I know, but that's where people are specking. I wouldn't go chasing after this one just yet. Why don't I own this yet? Good question, because it's really not that expensive. Yep. Sam's got it. All right. On and off spec forever. I think that's what you're looking at. I think it's going to be, this is a long-term play. Look for a deal. Find this in a back issue for $5. Find this. I wouldn't necessarily pass up for it on a deal, but I don't know that it's going through the roof anytime soon. Doesn't help. And that does not help. Damian T. Oh my gosh, that could be freaking hysterical because those two personalities are very, very different. All right, so we're going to move on from New Agents of Atlas. Let's see what do we got here. We only had 17 books this week, so Captain America 275, first appearance of the second Baron Zemo, which I guess is who they're believing the Baron Zemo that we got in the movies is actually based on. And they're basically a toy release showing for our toy promotion for Captain America, Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I will get the name of the show right at some point. Falcon and the Winter Soldier shows a Baron Zemo toy, and he appears to be wearing the purple kind of mask. Everybody thought this character was going to be back for this. Inexpensive 9.8 to grab, graded. Yes. I think he's still talking about the New Agents of Atlas. Still at $100. Yeah, it's still pretty cheap. This one's going for $20. 9.8 of this, though, is all the way up to $260. So there's a big difference between average raw price of $20 and a 9.8 price of $260 on this. I just have a hard time we'll see. Zemo's already appeared in a movie. I think he may be a part of the show. I think I would just be patient on this. I think the book has potential to go up short term as the show comes out in the next few months. But I think a year from now, is anybody really going to care about Baron Zemo? Probably not. So this would be an I'll be back on for sure for me. I would not be grabbing it in the run up to the show. Someone should call DC and make that happen. Everybody is on Sam's team up book. I like it. Cool, Sam. Tim got the latest post Robin gimmick. Red Robin isn't really different. Yeah, they need to do something. Now, Future State, he's back to being Robin, I guess. So I think it's just so it's interesting. Captain Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's what I started to say. Yes. I think they just couldn't cut. Yeah, the Red Robin thing was really lame. I will agree with that. No, I guess by your representation. Nice. Well, I would argue that some of the Marvel stuff has been just as bad, but yeah, KC by 13. I like it. I can't see this whole. I just don't see this being a big book, and I don't see it being a book I would chase, and I definitely wouldn't chase it in the lead up and hype with the show. So that's kind of where I'm at on this. Next up, Black Panther in the World of Wakanda. So news came out this week that Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther, is going to be working on a Disney Plus show based in Wakanda. That's really all we got. So people are jumping on this book, and the next one I'm going to talk about as potentials. I really don't know. This is about like women in Wakanda. Like I don't know anything about this book. I don't know what first appearances are. I don't know if he's going to do something completely original, if this is going to be the thing, but people are hyping on this book. Raw copies are jumped up. Basically, this was a cover price, dollar bin kind of book, and now it's a $20 book. I think I'll be back. I would be back on this one. Let's wait and see. We get some more. My guess is we're not going to hear anything for a while. We don't really know what the pitch is. I would not be chasing this at 20 some odd dollars. I'd be digging for a back issue because I bet you could probably find it for cover price or less, but I would not be chasing this book based on what limited information we have right now. Yeah, another key collector's spec book. Now there is an announcement that they're making a show. There's no announcement this is going to have anything to do with it. So, and Sokovia, yeah. Basically, maybe all Wakanda. Oh my lord! Hey, lady, what's going on? And that kind of is the same thing for this next one, next book. Get over here. Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse go? There it is. Black Panther and the Crew #1. Again, these are now. This one I find a little bit interesting because I'm not sure all of these characters, because that looks like Misty Knights, that looks like Storm. I'm not sure what new characters are in this. I'll be perfectly honest. I didn't do any digging. This is a Scott 1 in 25, and this is going for $75. And this is the same thing. This is spec off of that there's going to be a Wakanda show. We don't know if there's any tie here. To me, these are both I'll be backs, potentially traps, depending on where that show goes, especially at $75. That's kind of a trap, in my opinion. Actually, I had the second print of this World of Wakanda book. Laugh out. There you go. Nice, Lady F. Yeah, I think I'll be surprised if they go this direction, but we'll see. So yeah, I lean toward at the most these are this, but I think that's $75 for that 1 in 25. That's not even a great cover. I think that's a trap. I really do. That's what I'd be doing for these books. If you wanted these books, I'd go dig because I think you could find them for cheap. And stores that aren't doing digging for them, you could find them. Where I grew up, nobody would notice the secret hiding place. Could have been any pub. There you go. Good for you. Good for you. Hopefully some of them actually like sustain or you move them. Next up, we got a book that is not a trap in any way, shape, or form. Silver Surfer #3, first appearance of Mephisto. Okay, maybe or maybe not he's going to show up in WandaVision, or maybe not he's the villain. I have theories on that. Hopefully, if the Chiefs win, I will do a whatever report tonight after the game. I will feel up to it. That is the play-in, where I plan to talk WandaVision because I have thoughts. If not, I'll do it some other time because I probably won't feel up to it. So this is amazing. 50, holy moly. My little eye thinks just 59. I think this is the most I've ever had in here for a chat. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. I feel like I'm very scattered. Silver Surfer #3. So yeah, obviously I personally think there's still a chance this is where this is going on WandaVision, but no guarantee. A lot of rumors that this is the villain for Phase 4. Even if he's not, eventually Marvel is going to use Mephisto, in my opinion. And this is just a classic character, classic book. Right now, it basically is setting records across the scale. 8.5 went for 2,700. They didn't really give some of the other records. I didn't go look for them, but yeah, it's been setting records in graded copies across the scale. If you don't already have it, it's probably too late for the time being, for the foreseeable future. I don't know how much it ever settles and comes back. So I guess if you're desperate for it, maybe you go get it. But what I think happens is, I don't know that we get clarity on this until Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. We might get a hint of him in WandaVision. I don't think we're going to see him. If we do, I think it's going to be a post-credit at the end of the series. I think I'd be patient on this. I think I'd be back over the next year, try to maybe track this down between now and Multiverse of Madness, but I would not chase it necessarily right now. And if he shows up at the end of the show, I think you're looking at having to wait till years. I think you're looking at years to be patient on this, to try to get it for a value that's reasonable. So that's just me. Think Kevin Feige was involved in this, or likely. Yeah. Did 84 say that also? That's kind of what I'm thinking at this point. I hope it's not him. So the book drops. I can afford it. There you go. Hit the like button. Thank you guys. I threw a raw copy for under 100 a year ago. Very nice. Good for you. I think Wong might appear. Definitely. I think Strange might appear. Holy moly. That's insane. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Is Multiverse of Madness. Well, she's broke down the barrier. Well, I won't go spoilers, but yeah, she appears to be breaking down the multiverse barrier. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, if you're a flipper, it's too late. If you're a collector, you're gonna have to try to find a deal somewhere. Yeah, get it now before you wait, before it goes up even more. Yeah, because it probably might never come back to where it's at. There's a good chance of that. Somebody's rooting for Wonder Man. Read or Die, what's going on? Panther, Leo, there you go. Long Stong, my main appearance. Good grief. All right, next up. Okay, now we're into apps here. Okay. Let me I'm just gonna leave this up for a minute. This is so stupid. I'm sorry, but this is Thor 459 First Thunderstrike, and this has to do with Thor wearing a vest with no sleeves, because Thunderstrike wears a vest with no sleeves when he came out in the 90s. But he's not, Thunderstrike is not Thor. It's a different character. He has the similar powers, but it's not the same character. It's not, what are we doing? Just because Chris Hemsworth was wearing the vest. I think it's just a callback to I think it's just a little callback. It's not Thunderstrike. It's a completely different character. Who's like this dumpster? Yes. I think that is important. I mean, this is just so dumb when people are paying $25 to $50 for this. $100 for 9.8. Probably plus that at this point. This is absolutely a trap. This is a dumpster fire. This is, come on, man. This is all of them. This is John Lucas saying, come on. What are you doing? And the same thing goes for this next one, which is Thunderstrike #1. Because look, he's got a vest on and he doesn't have sleeves. That must be what they're doing. It's clearly on fire. Can you not see the dumpster? It's on fire. It just is. Yeah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. This one's going for 20 plus. All based on a set photo of him wearing a vest. It's just, sometimes I don't understand. Yeah, these are both traps. They're both dumpster fires. Come on, man. As bad as you can say, that's what they are. I am telling you, Nylia. It's right there. Look at it. Burning in all its glory. Right there. A nuclear dumpster fire. I don't have a gift for that, or an image for that. Yeah, exactly. All right. And then last book of the week is ASM 257. First, Ned Leeds as Hobgoblin. This is based totally off of The Kid Got in Shape. That's it. The kid that plays Ned, Pete's buddy, and the first two Spider-Mans posted some pictures on the internet. He's in shape. Good for him. Like, okay. And everybody's like, oh, they're going to make him Hobgoblin. Maybe they're not doing that. If they do that in the next movie, they got so much going on in the next movie that there's no way. Get that ugly book on the screen. That's better. Let's see. Yeah, so everybody's expecting he got in shape to play the Hobgoblin. Maybe he just got in shape. Like, it's so dumb. I mean, it's going for $20 plus, 9.8 hit 190. I don't think this is quite the dumpster fire because I could see, like, long term, maybe them doing that, depending on how many movies they make with Tom Holland and this crew for Spider-Man. But at best, it's this. And really, come on. There's so much going on in this next Spider-Man movie because of the multiverse stuff. It's clear they're leaning into it for the multiverse stuff, the Spider-Verse. There's no way that Ned becoming the Hobgoblin is part of that, in my opinion. I think this is garbage spec based on nothing other than the kid got himself in shape. Yeah. So there you go. So that's this week's books. Those are the 17 books. Sandman 4 is a good book. Silver Surfer 3 is a good book. The Turtles book's a good book. As far as things to maybe like invest in, I think the Batman 96, the first Clown Hunter has some potential, but not necessarily as Red X. Agents of Atlas is the $20. That's not a crazy invest. Because I do think they'll probably use some of those characters, because I do think they're going to try to do some kind of Asian show. Tim Drake at $10? That's not anything crazy, but a whole bunch of garbage at the bottom with this Thor thing, Thunderstrike stuff, the Ned as Hobgoblin, the Black Panther stuff. I just don't think we know enough. Yeah. 436 and 442. Yeah. 442 we talked about. 436 they did not put on the two lists. Now I think 436 was in like the Key Collector bigger 20 list, but it was not on Tom's video of 10. I only do the 10 that Tom does and the 10 that CBSI does. Lady F. I don't look into the bigger 20 because then I'd have like $30. I ain't going through that many books. I might just leave this up there. All right. You don't appreciate it the way you should. Probably not. It's not the Black Panther. I just don't know that those two Black Panther books are books I'd be chasing just because they're doing a Wakanda show. I don't think there's enough there to make me want to chase World of Wakanda right now. And I think you're going to have time to get them. And I think you can find them in back issue bins easily. So that's my thought on those two. All right. I'm going to get out of here. Super Bowl is this evening. Chiefs win. I will probably do a whatever report. Not as confident if they lose, then I'll be willing to go online and take the beating from everybody making fun of me. But I might. We'll see. Thank you. As John said, we got over 60 people in the chat at one point. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys hanging out. As always, this is just my opinion on what's going to happen with these books. It's based on the research that I do on the look back, but it's just my opinion. I have been wrong a lot, as you can see when I do the look backs when I have one. I've also been right quite a bit. So hopefully you guys get something out of this. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you're rooting for Tampa Bay, boo! If you're rooting for the Chiefs, all right. If you're not rooting for anybody, root for the Chiefs. And with that, we will get out of here. Official prediction: Kansas City 34, Tampa Bay 20. I don't think it's going to be that close. I think we're the better team, but we'll see. All right, there you guys go. Thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you later. Hey, 90, what's going on? I appreciate that. Don't follow the sports ball. I appreciate it. Thank you. Good show. All right, gang. I'm going to get out of here. Get some stuff done before the football game starts. Later.